Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. If one looks at the SNP, one sees a party that's run out of ideas and run out of steam. Everything it's tried to put through has been an idea of the Greens because they have no ideas of their own, and every policy has failed. They've gone to court and lost. They've went to court again and lost again. They're about to go to court for the third time, and they're going to lose again. They've been defeated on DRS, on marine protection. They've been defeated on gender. They haven't got a clue. On top of that, every area of policy, be it health, social care, education, transport, communications, be it the economy in general, everything failing. Fail, fail, fail. A litany of failure. Because they're constantly concentrating on independence. And even that is now being queried because it looks like they're spending public money on party political matters, which will lead to serious repercussions, not least of which it's illegal. And talking of illegal, they're currently being investigated by the police over their finances, they're being investigated by the police over their handling of the COVID emergency, and they're being investigated by the police over several sex scandals, which ultimately may lead all the way up to moral, especially the Jordan Linden one, because it was alleged that he knew and helped cover up a whole series of attacks by Jordan Linden. So this is a party that is also riven by massive infighting, several fronts. There are several key policy areas that is causing division and infighting within the party. It's a party fracturing. It's also a party losing support and losing money. The corporate sponsors are standing well clear because they do not want to be associated with this sort of thing. And of course they haven't got enough from the membership in these hard times to boost their coffers. They are desperate. And so this all contributes to the fact that they've now got the lowest ebb in any poll ever recorded. They're standing at just 16% in the polls. This will be the end of the SNP. Let's look at this article now. Now we must clarify, these numbers are not firm. It is a small poll. But even so, it does give the direction of travel, and it must still be very difficult reading for Humza Yousaf. So, support for Humza Yousaf's SNP plummets to just 16% in latest mini-poll as voters ditch Nats in droves. The Redfield and Wilton survey comes amid a backdrop of waning support for the Nationalists. But given the small Scottish subsample, this must be treated with caution. And that's fine, we'll treat it with caution, but it still shows the general direction of travel. And there's this wonderful picture of him, going, yeah, peace out, man. First Minister Humza Yousaf, it says, is not proving to be a success for the SNP. He wouldn't know success if it bit him on the backside. The man's failed at every single job he's ever had. Anyway, a new poll suggests the SNP has the support of just 16% of voters in Scotland ahead of the next general election. The Redfield and Wilton survey was a Britain-wide, but with only a small Scottish subsample, so it should be taken with caution. But it is yet another sign of waning Nat support in the country as voters ditch the division preached by Humza Yousaf and his party. He deliberately divided his party. On winning, he should have united it, and he refused to do so because he hasn't got the political nous to do it. And so now he's got a fractured, divided party. And that's a good thing. It is. It is a really good thing. Now, the 16% figure does not take into account the likelihood to vote or exclude those who don't know. But even when they are factored in, the SNP would sit on just 21%, a far cry from the 45% the party won in 2019. Labour would be the biggest beneficiaries if the result was mirrored when the country goes to the polls, winning 38% of the vote in Scotland. If such a swing were to occur, huge swathes of Scotland would turn red, with potentially dozens of high-profile Nats given the boot. I would have tears running down my eyes. Let me tell you, when the next election comes, I'm going to make a promise. When the next election comes, I'm going to be sitting and doing a whole series of live podcasts. Not the full stories. I'm just going to throw them out as a set of live podcasts. And every time we lose a Nat seat, I'm going to take a glass. All right, take a little sip. And let's see how pissed I can get. Because honestly, it's going to be bad, isn't it? Anyway, the UK-wide, the SNP's vote share would drop to 2%, a far cry from some previous polls which had them as high as 5%. However, given the small Scottish subsample, the parties will not be reading too much into the individual study in terms of the Scottish picture, but it follows a pattern of other polls confirming support for the SNP is on the wane. And if you look at the sort of the polar polls over time, it's like it is a downward, gentle trajectory downwards, but nonetheless, it's dropping every time. The Redfield and Wilton poll for Scotland in May puts the Nats on 35%. The second lowest total from any polling company since October 14. And pollsters reckon the SNP could lose 20 seats, with one suggesting Labour will overtake them in terms of seats won. That in itself would be a victory for Labour. It would be an utter repudiation of everything the Nats stand for, and it would finally put to bed any claim that there is a mandate for independence. And it would give them a little bit of humility when they realise that they have been rejected on such a massive scale. But the only problem is the Nats would be searching around. They might be the second biggest party, but they'll be searching around, probably with the Dems, say, trying to form a party that would be bigger than Labour just to make sure they get their arse into Parliament. You just know that would be the case. But then it would be a case of Labour also going, well, we'll go with the Nats or whatever. Nobody will touch the Greens. The Greens are toxic. They're done. But they might go with the Lib Dems, Labour and the Lib Dems, and say, right, we've got an absolute majority. Bang, and we do it. So it will be the Lib Dems would be the kingmaker. Not for the general election, obviously, but for the next Holyrood elections. It could well be that the Lib Dems are the kingmakers. Although by then, when we're talking sort of another 3 years away or so, so it could be by then that the Nats don't even exist if their finances are as bad as we think they are. Anyway, just round this off. Across the UK, Labour, led by Sir Keir Starmer, sits on 45% in the latest poll, a lead of 17% over the Tories. The company polled 2,000 people across the UK. No surprise there. The Tories are just so toxic now. They're trying their best. The problem is, bad and, the Tories are bad. But look, Labour, they've got him. They're worse. And he is fairly moderate in terms of what the Labour Party is. Imagine he gets ousted, which is likely to happen if Labour win. If Labour win, there'll be a coup d'etat in Labour. He'll be gone. And you'll get some crypto-Marxists put in their place. And boy, things will get worse. And this is why I object to political parties. They push ideology above the people. We need independence. We need a parliament of independence making the best decisions, not the ideological right ones. And that's the problem you got with Labour. But, that's another video for another day. Anyway, I shall round off with this one. But it is nice to see that he must be sitting there now going, oh God, not another one, not another one. And the challenges are starting to come. So it makes you wonder if he will be leading them into the next election. And if they lose badly, I don't think he'll last to the Scottish elections. I think he'll be gone quite quickly. Anyway, I shall round off and come up and we'll finish this video. Seems every few days there's another poll, and in every poll the Nats are getting worse. They're going lower and lower. And when they do the poll on the leaders, he is by far and away regarded as the worst. Because he's not a leader, is he? He's not. He's the man who sits in the big chair, but he's not a leader. Leaders would have acted. Leaders would have said to the Greens, right, you're out, done. We'll just have a minority government. You contribute nothing, you're costing us votes. Leaders would have invited people within his party from opposite sides together to have a broad church cabinet, rather than just my mates, just my best mates, best mates at lunchtime. Because that gives you a closed echo chamber. You don't hear opposing views. And that is why a strong opposition is important. It holds government to account. You haven't got a strong opposition in this country at the moment. You've got a terrible government and a terrible opposition. No talent anymore. We need to vote them all out. We need a change of regime. Put me in charge. My life will get better. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much. That isn't sedition. It was a joke. In case the authorities are watching, got to make clear. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see in here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button. We're getting very close to a new target. Please like the video. That always helps with the algorithm. Gets the music out there. Gets the message out there. Leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, a politician is not for life. He's just for Christmas. Bye.